Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. In 5 minutes, our pregame coverage of the homecoming game, Belen Jesuit versus the Gulliver Raiders, will kick off. Stay tuned for that.
his football team and seeing so many family members on the stands who traveled from afar to come see him play that night. Number 5, Kamani Alexander. This next senior is a 4-year varsity letterman playing defensive end. Gavinch is accompanied by his parents, Gaslin and Marie Morslin, his brothers, Gerald and Gassner, and grandmother, Tassie Morslin. His favorite Belen football memory is when he came back and beat LaSalle his freshman year, making plays on defense and making the tackle that ended the game. Ladies and gentlemen, number 11, Gavinch Morslin.
Why don't we lower the angle? Yeah, Ruben. Tilt. Alright, AJ, don't hit your camera. Wait. I don't know what he's doing. Ruben's never touched the camera before. AJ? Yeah. That's the problem.
Okay, Ruben, tilt down.
This next senior is a 3rd-year varsity letterman playing tight end. Jaw is accompanied by his mother, Jamila Felix, and godmother, Sonia Crocker, and sister, Stormy Knight. Jaw's favorite football memory of Belen is his very first touchdown. Give it up for number 12, Jaw Felix.
Tilt your camera to the right.
They don't know what pan is. Pan is left and right. They know what pan.
Yeah, a little more. There you go.
Loosen the pan.
This is terrible.
This next senior is a 4th-year varsity letterman playing quarterback. Andres is accompanied by his parents, Andy and Andrea Miares, and his siblings, Margarita, Johnny, and Carolina. His favorite Belen football memory was traveling to Fairfield with the football team last year and winning in the last few seconds of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, your quarterback, number 16, Andres Miares.
He's right here.
He's next to me.
I think he's
There's nobody there.
No,
It's downstairs.
He's down. He's right
He's
by
on the
tunnel.
field.
He's on the tunnel. Oh yeah, he's on the field. He's the guy in the orange shirt. Yeah, yeah, you're good.
It's gotta be something here.
This next senior is a 2nd-year varsity letterman playing quarterback. Mitch is accompanied by his parents, Omar Musi, and Marigela Zamudio, and his sister Isabela. Mitch's favorite Belen memory was traveling to the Dominican Republic for BYM with all of his friends and being able to bond with contributing back to the people of Gorosito. Give it up for number 18, Michel Musi.
Right, he's on AJ's camera. Yes. It's really loud, like blasting. Tell me lower the speaker. We don't know what the speaker is. The speaker's right there. There's no other headset.
Unless throw it in this. The quality of it, it's constantly freezing.
Literally, nobody knows what to do, and then the quality's awful too.
Why is that?
Why is the quality so bad?
Our next senior is a 3rd-year varsity letterman playing running back. Christian is accompanied by his parents, Robert and Adri Soto. His favorite Belen football memory is going to Smoothie King before practice with his friends. Number 20, Christian Soto. next senior is a third-year varsity letterman playing safety. Omar is accompanied by his parents, Omar and Maria Ortega. Omar's favorite Belen football memory was getting his first interception at Fairfield. Give it up for number 22, Omar Ortega.
We have no reason why it's bubbling so much. Not because of the rain, not because of the small. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, look. It has 16%. Why does he have 16%? Everyone else is crazy.
Because the issue is ours.
No, not you. Talking to English.
This next senior is a first-year varsity letterman playing safety. Diego's accompanied by his brother Sergio and sister Carolina. Diego's favorite Belen memory was going on Belen youth missions. It brought him much closer to God, his friends, and made him appreciate his amazing life. He is fortunate to have gone on this trip with all of his closest friends, and it will forever be an experience that he will remember for the rest of his life. Let's hear it for number 25, Diego Hamu.
This is gonna suck being one of the like the seniors or sophomores. Listening to like the Disney music playing. Bro, this literally sounds like music that they'd be playing on Main Street. I swear.
This sucks for Noah. You know how awkward this is? They're just there.
Long snapper. Andrew is accompanied by his parents, Andy and Angie Hernandez, and his siblings, Abby, Ava, and Antonio. His favorite football memory is working hard with the team this past summer. He got stronger, faster, and closer to a lot of the guys on the team. Number 27, Andrew Hernandez.
Bro, the Drew's walkout yesterday, where he was getting so hyped that everybody was just like, I felt no nobody booed him. He was just like he was kind of like
Walkout one.
I felt so bad for him, like in the gym, like his senior introduction. Yes. Did you see it or no?
I wasn't there. I was in the gym.
No, he got like he ran out and he was like jumping up and down like trying to hype up the blue section, but nobody was getting hyped. I finished mine.
Yeah, mine was cool though. You can have one of those though.
This next senior is a third-year varsity letterman playing fullback. Nick is accompanied by his parents, Derek and Alina Leon, and his sisters, Alexa and Liana. Nick's favorite Belen football memory is traveling with the team to Fairfield and Washington, D.C.'s football trips. Let's hear it for number 44, Nicolas Leon.
Badass. The kid's like so damn hurt because the kid got injured. The 10th grade guy.
Kid got injured. Oh no, but that wasn't because they stormed the court. That was because like the kid just fell in the stands.
Yeah, I know, but that happened when they started.
No, it wasn't. It was after. I was like right next to it. Like everybody was already back in the stands when the kid like fell.
They said it was because
Oh
they
yeah.
stormed the court, so they're mad.
Must have been the
game. Definitely the fan favorite this game too. Also,
Hey, Welcome back. We are live on WBLM for a great rivalry tonight between the Gulliver Raiders and Belen Jesuit here at Dela Cruz Stadium. And after a 14-day break from the last game, we are back. I am your play-by-play commentator, Javier Fernandez, and I'm joined by your color commentator, Brandon de Quesada. Brandon, how are you?
I'm doing great, Javi. Going to be a great game today. Last year came down to the wire. Belen held them for the entirety of the first half, got a pick six. It was 6-0 up until the fourth quarter, and then our team just collapsed, and Gulliver won, I believe, 14-6. So this team has shown that they can defeat Gulliver. Let's just see how they come out tonight.
Wolverines coming off a loss against Cardinal Gibbons, 43-28. We'll talk about that game in a few minutes. Your team captain, Jason Felix, going up against 4 Raiders captains. And this is a big rivalry for Belen, and it has not been a great matchup in years past. They're looking to pull off a big win here to launch them to 500, and will put them in playoff contention.
Yeah, it's all about playoffs now. We got Homestead down the line, our final district game. We are currently 1-1 in the district. If we win that game, again, if we win tonight, we'll be 4-4. And then if we beat Homestead, we'll be 2-1 in the district. And then 5-4, we'll have an above 500 record with a shot at making the playoffs.
Not be playing tonight, at least not that we know of. And Mike Guillaume will be taking a lot of those snaps for tonight.
Yeah, Mike Guillaume, big body, number 57. He's on the sideline right now. I believe he's like 6'4". He's just a big guy, going to cause a lot of havoc up there in the middle, jam it up, make it more difficult for them to block.
Very active game today. Stands are filled. Kick is up and away. It's a bit of a bobbler, fielded by Tyler Brown. Now at the 10, takes it to the 20, running right through a few Raiders, takes it to the 30-yard line, and the Wolverines offense is out on the field.
This Wolverine offense, known for its running game. You got number 1, Bo Humphrey, out on the field in the backfield. I assume number 5, Kamani Alexander, is also in the game this as well, even though I can't see him. But those two make for an extremely dangerous two-headed threat that I'm sure this Gulliver defense has spent a lot of time planning for.
Sean James on the bottom of your screen. He's number 6 wide receiver. He's a sophomore. Andres Miatis under center. He's the quarterback. Minso, since sophomore year, he hands it off to Alexander who will get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's just it.
Ball carrier number 5, Kamani Alexander.
Unfortunate there for Belen. Not a great way to start the game. Going to be 2nd and 10. If I had to guess, they're going to go right back to the ground game.
No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10.
You can see here inside penetration by those D tackles. Blew Kamani up. Wasn't able to get past the line. And now, if I had to guess, they're going to run the ball up the middle because the outside run didn't work there.
Wolverine offense has been very run-centric here. 2nd and 10. Got to pick up some yards here. Give it to Alexander. He's going to pick up 2, if anything. Nicholas Leon, number 44, is now getting some snaps at fullback. Another one of those seniors that we're highlighting. And now the Wolverines on a passing situation, 3rd down and 8. Brandon, what do you want to see from them here?
I think it's going to be a slant play here. Just get the ball moving. It's an easy hit and go play. Going to have to hit one of their young receivers. Number 6, Sean James, at the bottom of your screen. And on your right, on the top of your screen, you'll have number 11, number 12, Justin Felix, and Gavin Schmarsland. Hopefully go out for some passes that Mias can throw to them.
And that's going to be a false start on Belen. Number 67 and number 70 jumping early. That's Rafael Castro and Aiden De Oliveira.
In a rivalry game like this, where you can't afford penalties, that's just killer. Because you need anything. You can't have bad discipline like that take away from your little opportunity that you have on offense against this star-studded Gulliver defense.
Sud is setting on 3rd down and 13 here. 4 out wide. Alexander makes it 5 out wide as he motions out. Miad is going to throw quick to Johnson on the screen. He's going to get by a few Raiders, but will be blown back, and he will pick up 0 yards on the play.
Gulliver defense was all over that. Unfortunately, Belen, the punting unit's going to have to come out now. Not how they would have liked to start the drive when run, screen. Would have liked to see a little more aggression on that 3rd and 8. Maybe a seam ball to the 2 tight ends. Number 11, Gavin Schmarsland, and number 12, Justin Felix, but doesn't work out.
Set to return, Marquise Williams for Gulliver. Punter is Adrian Moye. Number 31, Andres Riona comes off the field on a quick substitution. Camden Walters comes off. I believe they're calling Riona for not having his knee pads on right. He's now talking it over with the coach. Long snapper Ethan Battlestyle. Now Camden Walters has to come off the field. And Riona will come back on. It was for Walters' knee pads as well. Now Riona comes back off and Walters back on. Oh, and Walters back off the field. Wow. Oh, and it's going to be a delay of game. Flag goes up. Some trickery. Manny Barcelo was the one coming in last second. And a really weird situation. Brandon, you want to break that down for us?
Yeah, so the rule there is that if players have an equipment malfunction, they have to sit out of play. So the reason that players kept running back and forth was they didn't know whether they had to go out or they could come back in.
Moya sets a punt. It's a good snap. And it's going to land at the 45, bouncing and rolling. Got a good roll for that matter. To the 34-yard line. Wolverine defense now out on the field after a quick 3-and-out.
You're going to see the Belen defense come out here, led by number 11, Gavin Schmarsland on the D-line. He's just an absolute wrecking ball.
A good angle there of our defense. Tyler Brown, number 7, the leading cornerback. Tyler James on the opposite side. This is where the team is the strongest, the defense. There's absolutely no doubt about that. If you look at some of their past performances, they've been solid on defense. They allowed 0 against Southwest. And that's just about it on their good defensive performance. It's been a rough season, but this team is definitely defensive-minded. 3 wide receivers out here for Gulliver. Quarterback Brendan Berry. And now a little bit of confusion as the refs are waiting to put the ball down. We saw this a lot in the last game. They just simply have not blown the whistle. Clock not going, 8:51 to go in the first. Student section is out here, gold versus blue theme. In shotgun. Got a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff up the middle and blown up immediately by Gavin Schmarselin. A game wrecker. A loss of 2 yards.
Goes to show how valuable he is to this defense. If you look at the replay here, came in on the backside of the run there. It looked like a counter run. Marcelin was still able to get there in time, blow it up. Now it's going to be about 2nd and 12. Puts the Gulliver Raiders in a much more difficult position had they gained 5 yards on that last play.
Jones Terrence, the left tackle for Gulliver, guarding against G, and he just got by him in a half second. Running the same play again. No, it's a slant and dropped. That's Marquise with the drop. Marquise Williams, for that matter.
Looks like number 22, senior Omar Ortega, bit on the run fake. And number 2 for Gulliver, the slot receiver, was able to get behind him. Good, lucky for us, though, he did drop the ball. Now it's going to be 3rd and 12. Likely going to see a deep ball here.
Omar Ortega, safety, one of the leaders here on the defense, guarding the man in the slot. He got the ball last time. Now it's to the outside. Tyler Brown almost read it like a book. Dropped the pick 6. And he thought he had it for 6.
What a play by Tyler Brown. Shows why he's such a threat to opposing offenses. Jumped it. Unfortunately, wasn't able to catch it. Looks like a little case of the Butterfingers for both Gulliver and Belen. 2 drops on back-to-back plays. Now it's going to be 4th and 12. Belen to return. Good second chance on offense.
3 and out for Gulliver. Brendan Beery, their quarterback, threw it right to Tyler Brown. He just stared down his receiver the whole way.
4th down and 12.
Wolverines have 2 returners. Holds on the punt, and it's a high punt. Great punt for that matter. Incredible hang time. Fielded by Alec Arnold at the 22, and he loses a few yards. I don't think Gulliver expected him to field that. And now the Wolverines making some noise. Now that their offense is back out on the field. That's a good shot of the student section right there.
Don't know why Arnholt didn't signal for a fair catch there. Just kind of took a hit. Now the offense comes back out, hoping to do better than they did last drive and gain some yards here. Should see an inside handoff to number 1, Bo Humphrey, the senior.
1st down and 10.
On 1st down.
Bottom of your screen, Sean James Kamani goes in motion. Lined up next to Bo. They give it to Bo up the middle. Bo explosive. You got to pick up 5 yards on the play until he's knocked off his feet.
That inside handoff is Belen's bread and butter. Bo Humphrey takes it right up the middle. Gains right about 7 yards, which is much more than they had on those 3 plays combined last drive. Now it's going to be 2nd and 3. Much better position than they were in on the last drive.
Turn the TV back on. Miatis now under center, sends Kamani in motion again. And it's to Bo again. And he will pick up nothing. And I'm pretty confident they just ran the same play, but they just flipped it.
I mean, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. Apparently it was broke there because they stopped it. Did gain a yard though, looks like. It's going to be 3rd and 2 for the Wolverines offense. I think maybe they switch it up and they go outside run instead of inside run. Or maybe they go with the inside run 3 plays in a row.
Or hear me out, maybe they pass the ball.
Maybe.
But you'll never know with the Wolverines. I'm just kidding, it's probably going to be an inside run. Miatis under center. He's got Nicholas Leon, the fullback, right behind him. And it's going to be a handoff to Kamani. Cuts it upfield off tackle, and he's going to pick up 1, maybe 2. He's close to the line, and it's going to end up being 4th down.
Realized it too late there, but Belen had their blocking package in. Number 44, Nick Leona Sr., known for his ability to take defenders out in a singular hit. Saw him in there at fullback and knew instantly it was going to be an outside run to Kamani. Going to be 4th and 1. Belen getting risky. Offense still on the field. Let's see what happens.
Look there at our students section. Somebody there in a sling. Congrats to them. 4th down in inches for the Wolverines. They're still out on the field. Miatis under center. It's going to be a QB sneak. He's got the push from behind. And it's going to be a bad mark for the Wolverines. A bad mark for the Wolverines. Right at the line. Are the refs going to have to bring out the chains? I believe they're bringing out the chains.
Officials call a timeout.
The officials are calling a timeout to bring out the chains and take a look at the spot. This is a big moment here for the Wolverines.
Crossing our fingers, the refs were a bit generous with this spot. Chains are walking out now. Let's see what happens.
All right, well, this is the moment. And the moment of truth, it's going to be a 1st down and by a good margin. Some excitement from the Wolverines sideline there. And 4 consecutive runs, and it'll pick up just barely 10 yards. Brandon, are you questioning the decision to run the ball this much? I have yet to see a pass by the Wolverines.
Actually, they threw 1 screen on the first drive, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, it hasn't been much passing. It's been very run-oriented. Been, I believe, 6 run plays to 1 pass play. Not a very good ratio there, but they're in spread here,
Oh,
so you
maybe
could
gonna
see
see
a pass.
4 receivers out on the field. Gavin Schmarsland in the slot. On top of your screen. Ball is up in the air. Come on, he lands on it.
Fumble on the play, recovered by the Wolverines.
Well, maybe the football gods don't want us to, you know? Sometimes that's just the way it's got to be. And now we're looking at a 2nd and 18.
2nd down and 18.
High snap does not favor us there. Luckily, though, Kamani Alexander has the football instincts to grab the ball, recover it. Unfortunately, it is 2nd and 18, but now Belen is
5 out wide.
full spread.
Miatis looking down towards the bottom of the screen to Amari Johnson, but just threw it a few yards in front of him. And I know it's a little off topic, but I like to call out funny moments in the stands. Someone lost a head of the player. You know, they have those player head signs. Someone lost it somehow, and someone was trying to fetch it back to the family. Not sure how you lose that, but an interesting situation that got resolved. 3rd and 18. How are the Wolverines gonna call this up, Brandon?
If I had to guess, I think the 4th down conversion is going to be completely pointless. Wolverines call a timeout here. I think they're just going to call a screen here or a run maybe, something that could get one of their playmakers out in the open field, but nothing too risky just in case.
A good look at our huddle. Let's take a quick look at how the Wolverines have done this season. Record so far, 3-4. They're 1-1 in their district. They are yet to play Homestead. That's the last team they have to play in their district. And they're playing that one here at home in a few weeks. They lost to Southridge 25-12. Close game, but they led 12-0 at halftime. So allowing 25 points in the second half, it was really a rough performance there by the Wolverines. Today is the war between gold and blue as it comes to a culmination. The announcer gets, well, the winner gets announced, sorry. Brandon, who's your pick for winning?
I mean, the gold team won the high school Wolverine run, so I'm hoping that gold wins because I'm a fellow gold member myself. I believe you are too.
I am as well. That's exactly right. If you're a blue member, I'm not sure what's going on with you, but we appreciate your participation efforts. Miatis dropping back to pass, throwing it downfield to Justin Felix, wide open, and he drops it at the 50-yard line.
The pass by Andres Miatis is incomplete. Intended for number 12.
Oh, and Miatis is going to be frustrated with that one because Jason Felix could have run for another 20, 30 yards if he caught that. Let's take a look at this replay.
Beautiful pass there from Miatis, just unfortunate. I had a feeling that Jason Felix was too focused on what was in front of him instead of just catching the ball, which is the issue a lot of receivers have. So unfortunately it dropped there, just hoping to come back for it on the next drive.
Marquise Williams lined up at the 35-yard line. Punter, Adrian Muea lined up at the 10. Barosela, the long snapper. Kick is up. This is a good punt. High up in the air. Lands at the 40. Not an excellent bounce. And it will roll exactly to the 35. And Gulliver's going to pick it up and run with it last second, but it was blown dead from before. That was number 10, Dylan Calero. A middle linebacker, you got to respect him. He doesn't get a lot of chances at the ball. Got a little bit excited there. But Gulliver will start at the 35-yard line.
Linebackers are the most interesting players on the team because they can either be the most energetic or they could be extremely serious about their game. It's 50-50. But when you have both linebackers are extremely useful to the team because one gives you a lot of energy and the other just makes sure you're doing the right thing, makes sure you're locked in. I bet you 10 is one of those goofballs trying to pick it up there and gain as many yards as possible.
They're practically polar opposites, those two type of linebackers that you described, and I believe the three that we have are kind of more serious. Can you confirm that, Brennan, as you are a member of the team?
I would say that number 9, Camden Walters, is more of a goofball, but the other two are more serious, so they balance each other out.
And dropping back to pass, Barry throwing downfield. He's got a man, but he just overthrew him. Alec Arnold did a good job there playing safety, helping out Tyler Brown, who just got beat. But a smart job by Tyler Brown to pass it on to the safety. Good defensive possession there by the Wolverines.
Lucky for us, he overthrew it. I believe the receiver had about a yard or two of separation.
Second down and 10.
So something could have happened, but fortunately for us, overthrown. Going to be 2nd and 10. Expecting a run here. Probably away from number 11, Gavin Schmarsland.
Brendan Beery. It's Beery, not Barry, I'm sorry. The freshman playing quarterback throws it short and another drop off the hands of number 2. That's a second drop of the game.
The pass by Brandon Beery is incomplete.
It's been rough for him, and the students chant Mantequilla, their favorite chant. My favorite chant, for that matter.
Third down and 10.
3 receivers out in the formation. We got 2 backs in the backfield. Beery is going to fake the handoff, throw it short. Back to number 4, and he gets knocked out of bounds after a pickup of 9.
Is complete to number 4, Amari Sanders.
Amari Sanders with the catch, and I believe the last pass was actually to him. I'd like to apologize for the mistake I made there. So he has 1 drop, and they run the same play, and they get it back to him, and they pick up 9.
It'll be 4th down.
They're going to mark him out after a 7-yard game. Must have stepped out early. Wolverines, sorry, Gulliver sets a punt. 2 returners again for the Wolverines. They're going to let it bounce here. It's a quality punt, and it's rolling inside the 15-yard line. Right past Alec Arnold's hands, and the Wolverine offense is back out on the field. So 3:31 to go in the first, and it's been a defensive battle to say the least. No first downs so far.
First down and 10.
And 3 drops for that matter.
Hopefully Belen takes a shot right out the gate. You saw it was there at the end of the last drive. So maybe they take a shot at their other tight end. You can see him there, number 11, Gavin Schmarsland. Also happens to be a game-wrecking defensive end.
He's so important to this team that they're putting him as on offense as well. And they're trying to get him to catch the ball. They're willing to throw to him. It's Kamani on the inside. He breaks away from a tackle, breaks away from another one, picks up 1 yard. Kamani Alexander fighting everything he can for just 1.
2nd and 9 here. Javi, would I be crazy to predict an inside run? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think the odds are on that are like minus 500 or something. Though I think Miatis would prefer a little inside pass or just something to get him rolling. We don't see this team pass a lot. Miatis has 860 passing yards heading into this game. And that's not a lot when he's played 7 games so far. Just a little over 100 passing yards per game. Miatis throws it short to Gavin Marcelin, who's trying to break away from a tackle. He does. G is still going. Picks up 8, and that's going to be a Wolverine first down, first of the game.
Marcelin fulfilling a D lineman's dreams, catching the ball, breaking a couple tackles. He's got to be heading the clouds right now. Just great play, moves the chains for the Wolverines.
Wolverines 1st and 10, glad to see. First down of the day, and it comes through passing the ball.
First down and 10 from the 28-yard line.
And to Gavin Marcelin for that matter. Kind of an ironic way to go about it. G in the slot on the top of your screen. Justo and Felix on the slot on the bottom of your screen. They're looking to throw it up for Felix, and that ball is going to sail out of bounds. So the Wolverines dial up back-to-back passing plays. You don't see that often.
Looks like Miatis likes his tight ends, targets them on back-to-back plays. Looked to me a little bit like Felix gave up a bit. Might have been out of bounds, couldn't really see very well from up here. But going to be 2nd and 10 now. I'm guessing inside run.
Now out on the field is number 45, Joshua Duran, a tight end and a fullback, playing in the slot, giving G a quick rest. As they're throwing it short, it's caught and dropping to the ground smartly. That's Sean James with a 6-yard pickup.
3rd and 4 now. Does Belen go 4 pass plays back to back?
Back.
Back to back to back to back.
We're going to see here 3rd down and 4. The Wolverines were quick out of their huddle. And now Miatis directing the troops what to do. Calling up some audibles. Miatis looks. He might take off. He's throwing it to Johnson, and the interception is dropped. That was number 2, Marquise Williams, who's playing both ways. Almost had the pick there.
Ill-advised throw there from Miatis into double coverage and shorted it too. I believe maybe he thought that Johnson was going to come back to the ball a bit more than he did, but it looks like he slipped there. No, you can't. No, there's no replay, but looked like he slipped there, and unfortunately, going to bring up 4th and 5 for the Wolverines. Set to punt.
Punting unit comes out once again. Wolverines currently on the 32-yard line. Moya lined up at the 17. Moya gets a solid hit. Bounces at the 40, rolls inside towards the 30-yard line, and they'll pick up the ball at the 30. So Gulliver offense will come back out at the 30-yard line.
The Raiders will take over at their own 30-yard line. First down and 10.
Still 0-0, so the Belen defense has held up pretty well. Largely thanks to the efforts of number 11, Gavin Marcelin, and number 7, Tyler Brown. Gulliver defense taking a little offense taking a bit of time to come onto the field. The Wolverines setting up now. Nick Leon, number 44, running off the field.
Mike Guillaume running onto the field. Miatis on the sideline, currently talking with Coach Cheney. And I'm sure he's happy that they're calling a bunch of pass plays, but he's probably not so happy with the fact that Amari Johnson either didn't come back to the ball or something. And it's Barry back to pass. He throws it way behind the receiver, and it's going to be incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Tyler Brown takes a minute to get up, but holding on to his hand. It's a bit concerning.
2nd down.
Yeah, Tyler Brown's the anchor of this secondary. Wouldn't want anything bad to happen to him. Shaking his hand.
Take you back into the playoff picture. Wolverines here. They are in the playoffs, from my understanding. They are 1-1 in the district. They are yet to play Homestead. They lost to Southridge 25-12. and then they beat Southwest 44-0.
Second down and 10.
Currently sitting at 3-4, and a win here would put them back at 500. It's a big game for the Wolverines, who have 2 more home games left this season. One at Tropical Park against LaSalle. Run to the outside, and there's a flag on the play. He's wrapped up almost immediately. Not fooled by that at all. It's Omar Ortega with a solid play there by the strong safety.
Third and
Penalty goes against the Raiders for holding.
never mind, holding penalty called on the Raiders.
10-yard penalty at the spot of the foul.
10-yard penalty. It looks like it's going to be second and
Replay
20.
second down.
Holding is a penalty where you have to replay the down, so 2nd and 20. And you're going to have to imagine Gulliver's going to line up here to pass. Haven't passed a whole lot. Quarterback is a freshman, so they don't want to put too much on his plate. They haven't been outstanding this year. It's Gulliver for that matter. Brendan Beery, despite being 5-2, Gulliver hasn't really faced any good competition. Beat St. Brendan by 4 points, and we all know how good St. Brendan is. So Gulliver really struggling here offensively. Dropping back in the pocket, Beery's going to throw it to a tight end on the check down. Tyler Brown helped out by Camden Walters and Jacob Garcia to make the tackles. Wolverines really sniffed that out from the jump. The tight end kind of leaked out there at the last second.
Number 10, Dylan Calero on the reception. If you remember him, he was the one who tried to pick up the ball on the punt and try and get a little bit of extra, but the refs blew it dead.
Thought he was a little sneaky serpent there, but couldn't get away with it. That's the end of your first quarter. We'll take you to the second quarter. Reminder that quarters are 12 minutes long here in high school. 3rd and 16 when we return. Make sure to visit our campus store right at the front of the school. Thank you to Noah Perez for directing that video. I like to pick some stuff up at the campus store. My friend there had to pick up some pants because he went to school in pajama pants. Not allowed to do that.
Third down and about
Make sure you guys scan the QR code if you really want. You guys can rewind the video just to get a good idea of what we sell in the store. Gulliver offense back out on the field. 3rd down and 16. They have 3 receivers out, 2 backs next to Beery. Dropping back in the pocket, throwing it downfield. He's got a man wide open, but Alec Arnold goes up and he makes a play for the deflection.
Great play by Alec Arnold there. Sophomore. Been on varsity. I believe this is his first year. Played JV last year. Excellent player. Drops back now to punt. It's going to be 4th and about 15. Him and number 7, Tyler Brown, back deep to punt. And he's an excellent player. So fun to watch. Had a big hit last week, or not last week, the week before, against Cardinal Gibbons.
A quality punt. Man, this Gulliver punter's something. High bounce, flag on the play. Inside the 35, down to the 30 again. So 2 punts land exactly on the 30-yard line. What a boot by that Gulliver punter. Brandon, there's a flag on the play. Can you break down what they're going to call here?
I mean, every time there's a punt, you always worry that there's some sort of block in the back or holding on the receiving team. But I don't believe that happened here because I believe it was a fair catch or it was let to roll. I don't think it was fielded and returned.
regardless, they still caught it. Something I picked up, the Wolverines were judging whether they should put Nick Leon on or off the field the last minute. That's happened a few times this game on special teams. We saw it, Camden Walters, Andres Rionda. They're wondering who to put out on the field. So some confusion early in the game here along the special teams on who they should play and who they shouldn't. It's been a lot of special teams today. Every drive has ended in a punt. I believe that was the 7th drive so far of this game. And opening up number 8. Sorry, that was the 8th drive. This is the 9th drive. Gavin Schmarcelin playing both ways. He's the tight end, lined up next to Justin Felix on the bottom of your screen. On the top, Sean James. Behind Miatis is the back, Bo, that he will give it to, who will pick up 2 yards on the play.
2nd and 8 now. Wolverines probably going to default back to that inside run. Maybe get a little risky here and go with a pass. Saw how successful that was on the 2nd drive.
2nd down and 5.
Oh, 2nd and 5. I apologize. You got number 1, Bo Humphrey, and number 20, Christian Soto in the backfield. Likely going to be an outside sweep to Bo.
And everybody goes early, especially on the right side of the line. The first one that I saw jump was number 73 of the Wolverines. And, yeah, it's going to be false start on him. That's Christian Cueto, the junior. So back him up. It'll be 2nd down and 10. And that play, that run that we had was immediately negated by the false start. 2nd one of the game here for the Wolverines.
If I had to guess, Belen is going to come out in the same exact formation, which they do. But instead of running it up the middle to Christian Soto, they're going to give the ball to Bo Humphrey on the outside or find another way to get.
Miatis drops back to pass, throws it wide open. Gavin Schmarcelin, it slips through his hands.
The pass by Andres Miatis is incomplete.
And that's the 2nd drop of the game by the tight ends here. 1 for Felix, 1 for Marcelin. And Miatis has got to be frustrated with that. He had room to run there once again.
Story of the game for both teams has been drop passes. A couple Gulliver passes have been dropped. Obviously, number 7, Tyler Brown, dropped an interception. Gavin Schmarcelin just dropped a pass. Jason Felix dropped a seam over the middle. Been terrible.
Miatis back huddling with the offense. Same formation as last time. They're just flipping it. Not going to fool me up here in the booth. Sean James on the bottom of your screen. Miatis this time will hand it off to Soto up the middle. Soto flies through in a late push of Marcelin. Very late. He was down and someone pushed Marcelin late. We get a replay of that.
5-yard gain on the play.
Let's see if he can catch it here. It's a pickup of 6. Wolverine punting unit coming back out on the field. You just saw him fall there. Gavin Schmarcelin was pushed down there from the back. Surprised no flag came out. That would have been the 2nd first down of the game. It's been rough offense for today.
For both Gulliver and the Wolverines, Gulliver has not been able to move the ball on offense or us, and now we're punting.
Punt is fielded at the 41. He didn't fair catch it. It's brought down immediately. That was Kamani Alexander who was there. Playing special teams too. He's playing all 3 sides of the ball, Brandon.
Covered by number 5 and the tackle, Kamani
Second
Alexander.
punt today that's been awkwardly fielded instead of fair caught. Alec Arnholt did that earlier, and now the Gulliver returner did the same exact thing.
Out on the field, number 99, Andres Rionda, who's going to get a lot more snaps because of the absence of Javier Brito, the defensive tackle. So will Mike Guillaume, and so will number 97. That's Xavier Argamacia. It's the junior. Playing here on the inside, though I do believe he's more effective on the outside from his time on JV. Throw quick as he was hit by Rionda. Tries to knock a tackler off him, but Jacob Garcia, sure tackle. That's going to be a pickup of 2 yards.
Great play there by number 42, Jacob Garcia. Able to wrestle him down. And number 97, Xavier Argamacia, stays in the game on the edge.
Agamacia, they now move him to the edge. Move Rionda to the other edge. Charlie Nunez in the middle, Nicholas Leon in the middle. So interesting, we haven't seen a lot of this set of defensive linemen for the Wolverines. Run up the middle, gets right by Nunez, but Camden Walters is there, penetrated quite quickly. It's gonna be 3rd down and 8. Brown's helmet comes off. Jack Whitehouse, their leading rusher this season, picks up 0. He has 277 rushing yards this year.
I don't think our linebackers, number 9, Camden Walters, and number 10, Ethan Barosella, get enough credit. Both of them make plays there in the backfield. They're all over the field. Phenomenal players. They get often overshadowed by the star-studded defensive line. So good to see them making a name for themselves here, and now it's going to be 3rd and 8.
In a low-scoring game, in a rivalry, you're going to bet every play matters. 3rd down and 8. Barry dropping back to pass the out route. And are they going to call that a catch? They are. Wow. What a throw and catch. Dominic Ames got worked. He started running downfield and it was an out route. Let's take a look at this. You can't see it, but Dom was running the completely wrong way. And a good toe tap catch. Looking like Amari Cooper there.
Obviously, number 35, Dominic Ames, not very big, and in a cover 3 there, he was just trying to get back. Can't blame him.
Barry throws it for the post. It's sailed high. No flag out on the play. Tyler Brown there in coverage. You got to imagine, even though Ames dropped back a whole lot more, he's got to be there. That's his job. That out route is not supposed to be unguarded. That was on him to step up and make the play. Either that or a linebacker's supposed to be out there. I don't think we can expect a linebacker to be out there that quickly, even if it is cover 3. 2nd down and 10. Barry missed another ball. That's his 3rd missed ball of the day.
2nd down and 10.
Lined up in shotgun. It's a screen. Sails it high.
The pass by Brendan Beery is incomplete.
Wow, and maybe the sideline's getting a little bit to him. Maybe the stand's getting a little bit to him. Calling out some chants. It's going to be 3rd down and 10, and Barry, is the freshman, is being asked to do a lot. And he's going to need to throw downfield to pick up this 1st down, Brandon.
He's been a bit off tonight. Back-to-back passes sailing high. Obviously, the pass before, he hit it, but hasn't been the best tonight. 3rd and 10. Probably going to put more pressure on him. Let's see what happens.
Brendan Beery being asked to do a lot. And he's got pressure from Gavin Schmarcelin, who picks up the sack, and it's a loss of 12 yards. Andres Riona and Omar Ortega were also there. Celebrations from Javier Brito, who can't play tonight. Glad to see his brothers on the front lines making the play.
Yeah, the Wolverines sent the house on that one. Omar Ortega, nickel corner, flew in, made the play.
Mike Guillaume, another situation where you have someone running late out on the field for special teams. Gonna have to go over that in film and probably during halftime. An excellent punt inside the 10, down on the 7. Punter, I really don't know. I can't back this up, but man, he looks like an All-American punter out here. He's been outstanding, incredible hang time. He's been pinning them deep. He's been flipping the fields, and a lot of people underrate the punting game. But the ability to flip a field really can change the tide of a game, especially in a low-scoring game like this. 0-0, 7:06 to go.
Absolutely, Belen pinned here at the 7. If they can't get the ball moving, probably going to have to punt it. Gulliver going to have great field position, so it puts a lot of pressure on this Wolverine offense to get yards here. Probably going to go to the passing game, be aggressive.
94 yards out from the end zone. Mianis will likely be getting the snap inside the 5-yard line. 2 receivers set. Amari Johnson on the bottom of your screen. Actually just cut off from your screen. And on the top, Sean James also cut off from your screen. Mianis handoff up the middle. Pickup of 2. That was Kamani Alexander. And man, the Wolverine, the runs inside have just not looked great today.
Credit to Alexander for continuing to fight, but unfortunately to no avail. Looks like he got 2 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 8 from the 10-yard line. Probably going to run the ball again because too close to the end zone to risk taking a sack. You'll see Miatis looks like he's going to line up under center here. If I had to guess, a fullback dive to number 44, Nick Leon.
Wolverines have lost 3 of their last 4. And it's going to be a flea flicker, but ball's on the ground. And inside the 5-yard line, Wolverines land on it. Thank goodness.
Recovered by the Wolverines.
Aiden D'Oliveira, no, sorry, Christian Cueto lands on the ball. Let's take a look at this replay.
3rd down.
You can see it wasn't a flea flicker, just a bad exchange. Looks like number 19 for Gulliver,
3rd down and 13 from the Wolverine 4-yard
Brandon Rosenthal, got a hand on it, was able to jar it loose. You could see Alexander and Miatis both visibly complaining to the sideline that it wasn't their fault and that it got hit out.
Miatis not going to hand it off, throws it over the middle, tip ball twice, picked off by Gulliver. Trying to get to the sideline, and it's going to take it into the end zone. Pick 6, Raiders.
The pass by Andres Miatis is intercepted by number 2, Marquise Williams.
Off the hands of Marcelin for the 2nd time today. This one, an interception. That was number 2, Marquise Williams, who has been leading Gulliver in just about every stat. He's playing offense, he's playing defense. He's their punt returner. Quick guy, and he makes the play there to the corner in the end zone.
Heartbreaking for this Wolverines team. Though, I will say last year, I don't know if you remember, Javi, but Gulliver was down. It was 0-0 all game. Belen got a pick 6. And then all of a sudden, in the end, Gulliver hit a switch. Maybe a similar situation can happen.
And kick is up, kick is good. Give credit to Gulliver. Offense hasn't been anything special, but they can put up points on defense. 7-0, 5:22 to go. Wolverines set to return the kick. Offense has got to make their way back out on the field quite quickly.
I don't know if you saw it there, Javi, but number 20, Christian Soto, ran in there last second. Story of the game on special teams, at least for the Wolverines. Just last second substitution.
That's going to cost them. Because that could be an offside if, you know, it's in a situation like that again. If it's an offside, half the distance to the goal, could be a situation for a 2-point conversion. So the Wolverines have to definitely tidy up their act. Good that you noticed that, Brandon. Maybe the Wolverines just didn't practice much special teams this week. I'm not sure what's going on because now Nicholas Leon running on late again. The Wolverines in complete disarray.
Yeah, Belen ran through special teams for the first time yesterday. I was seeing their walkthrough practice, just making sure everything was tidy. Unfortunately, it wasn't tidy enough. And special teams coordinator, Coach George, as the players call him, is very likely frustrated with the fact that there's so much late substitution and confusion going on.
Set to kick number 20 of the Gulliver Raiders, Cosme Salas. Kick is up. It's an absolute bomb over the head of Tyler Brown and into the end zone. It's a touchback. Good look at our student section over there. Question is, who's winning today, gold or blue? That will be announced at halftime, and we will announce it ourselves on the broadcast so you guys can be kept up to date.
We should make odds for what team will win. Maybe we'll make a little bit of money.
Well, I'm on the board, so I actually know who wins. So I can't release that information. Can't be the odds maker either, or can't bet on it for that matter. Would fall under some illegal gambling scheme, I'm sure. But it has to happen from time to time.
First down and 10, Wolverines from the Wolverine 20-yard line.
I will say it's an intriguing result. Miatis, hand off to Bo. No, he holds on to it. It's a keeper on the outside.
The ball carrier.
Miatis, a little play fake there.
Tried to stiff arm the defender there. Unfortunately, wasn't able to. Read the DN there, saw him crash on the running back, kept it. Unfortunately, defensive back was able to make it. 2nd and 10.
And we kind of thought of this right before the broadcast, so we didn't make a graphic for it. And that is Waldo's tomfoolery trivia question of the day. We will introduce you to that right after this play. Famiatis line up for 2nd and 10. Throws it on the quick curl route. Sean James got to pick up 8 yards on the play. Good to see the Wolverines open to passing the ball, and they're moving the ball well. But now you guys want to know, what's the question? Well,
is the question,
how
Javi?
many days has it been since the last win against Gulliver? Last Wolverine win against Gulliver. Here are your options. Option A, 431 days. Option B, 737 days. Option C, 1,591 days. Option D, 2,597 days. So a big array of options there. We'll announce the answer after this. Miata steps up, throws downfield, out of bounds. 4th down and 4 coming up. Wolverines punting unit coming back out on the field. Brandon, you want to... Actually, you know the answer, so I'm not going to ask you. Everybody here knows the answer, so can't ask anybody. So, ladies and gentlemen, the answer is D. 2,597 days since the Belen Jesuit Wolverines beat Gulliver. And they play them almost every year, kind of on and off. But that's 7 years' time.
September 10th, 2016 was their last victory.
Prior to that, we had a 15-year run of constant victories. But since then, these last 7 years, coincidentally, last 7 years I've been at the school, haven't been so great. Punt by Moye. It's a high punt, but it's not long at all. Lands on the 50 and fielded by the linebacker. Oh, he wanted it last time. Ball still in his hand. Sorry, that was a towel that went up in the air. So I kind of freaked out. But the linebacker wanted it last time. He couldn't get it. He gets the ball now. Congrats
It's the
to
same
him.
player, number 10,
Looking for his name. They can give us a roster, so we got to look it up on Max Preps.
Dylan Calero. He's locked in right now. He's
Ball hungry.
ball hungry.
Senior.
Love
5'10". I know that's a lie. They always say 5'10". They'll be 5'7". They'll round it up to 5'10". Conveniently 220 pounds. That's also a lie if I had to bet. Dylan Calero, really, I don't know you personally, but
Love the energy.
yeah, we love it, really. Quarterback still out there. Number 17, Brendan Breary. And now downfield, wide open. Underthrown wildly, and the interception is dropped by Alec Arnold. Tyler Brown bit on the curl, and he went for the go. By him, I mean the receiver. Let's take a look at the top of your screen. James bought at it like it was a biscuit. Bit at it like it was a biscuit. Pardon my grammar. And he had him completely beat, but underthrown by Brendan.
Yeah, Brown bit. It was a stop and go route. He bit on the hitch. And fortunately for us, freshman inexperienced quarterback underthrew it. Now it's going to be 2nd and 10 as opposed to 14-0.
5 out wide. He's throwing it. He's got a man cutting through, trying to get to the outside, and the wrap-up made after a pickup of 3. There are multiple penalty flags down. The one with the tackle, Tyler Brown. Penalty against the Raiders. Holding. Catch made by number 4, Amari Sanders, cornerback, wide receiver. Supposedly their top player. Nebraska commit, 3 stars. Given a rating of 86 on 247 Sports, so shout out to him. Back to our tomfoolery question of the day. Belen is 0-4 against Gulliver in their last 4 meetings, so it's been rough. It has not been a good matchup. As we said, their last win was 2016. But Brandon, what are the keys to win here today against Gulliver?
One word, offense. Offense has been struggling this year. We have to move the ball. Obviously, had a little surge against Cardinal Gibbons a couple weeks ago in the running game, but haven't seen much from them today. So you can see actually Miatis and Marcelin are throwing on the sideline here, maybe to help avoid drops later in the game.
A little harsh, I would say, just to get them warmed up, but you got to put it like that. Marquise in motion. Brendan was set to pass, but there's a flag down again. It's going to be a delay of game.
The penalty goes against the Raiders.
Back him up 5 yards one more time. 2 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the second quarter. So if the Wolverines get the ball back, it's going to be with not a lot of time left. Brandon, they're going to be forced to throw. What do the Wolverines have to do here to force a punt on these next 2 plays? On second down and 25.
I mean, that's music to a defense's ears. You hear second down and 25. Probably playing a prevent defense. You can see 2 safeties back.
And Breary going for the screen. Still on the loose is Sanders. Sanders picks up 8 on the play.
The pass by Brendan Beery is complete to number 4, Amari
I'm
Sanders.
now aware it's Brendan Beery. Let's take a look at this replay here. He wanted to throw it earlier. He just couldn't. That was number 6, Kenny Williams, with the catch. He's their leading receiver this year.
The play goes for
Kenny
4
Williams,
yards.
quite productive, 301 yards. Entering today, 26 catches. Only seen the end zone once, though.
16.
So let's see how the Raiders attack the Wolverine defense here. 3rd down and 17. Breary's got a man in motion. Beery throwing it up and over the head of Williams.
The pass by Brendan
It's going to be
Beery is
4th down and
incomplete.
17 with a minute 24 to go.
Kenny Williams. 4th down.
4th and 15 now for Gulliver. Excuse me, 4th and 16. Punting unit comes out. Belen has minute 24 seconds to make magic. 2 timeouts left. Let's see what happens.
And another late substitution. There's been one on basically every special teams play. It was Mike Guillaume this time. And a high punt. Wow, what a punt. Fielded at the 15. It was fair caught by Alec Arnold. And we are really just struggling to get some offense. And somehow we have to go 85 yards and a minute and 16 seconds
First down.
to get to the end zone. Let's see what the Wolverines decide to do here. Brandon, how would you open up?
I would seam play. I mean, it was a pick last time, but it's open every time. So I'd throw the seam again.
First down and 10.
Not sure which tight end I'd throw it to. Looks like they're in spread here. If I had to guess, it's going to be a screen to number 14, Amari Johnson. Can't see him there, but he's at the top of your screen.
Miata steps up in the pocket, throws downfield, got a man wide open, dropped again.
The pass by
3rd of the
Miata is
day.
incomplete.
4th drop of the day, I'm sorry. This one, Kamani Alexander.
Second down.
So a plethora of drops we've had one by Justin Felix right at the beginning of the game. We had 2 by Gavin Schmarsland. One of them led to a pick 6. And now 1 by Kamani Alexander, who's been a sure hands catcher the whole season. Over 100 yards receiving this year. And he would have had 15, 20 yards.
Can't believe it.
Second down and
4
10.
drops this game. It's unbelievable. Maybe it's the colder temperature than normal. It's getting to this team.
And Miata is set to throw again. Throwing it downfield and tipped up, almost picked. A crossbody throw. That was Amari Sanders who batted it down. Nebraska commit over there. He tried to get to Justin Felix.
Just terrible from this Wolverines offense. You get a glimmer of hope because you see a guy open and it's either a drop or a missed throw. Miatis there tried to throw it back across his body to Jason Felix, but he missed the defender that was covering the shallow drag. So it gets batted down.
3rd and 10. Wolverines 5 out wide. Miatis wants to throw it downfield. He's got Alexander right along the sideline. And it is called incomplete. So 3 passes, a lot of them hitting receivers' hands. falling incomplete.
Same play as the first play of that drive. Just
This time the ball was a little bit behind him, though.
there's a golden rule in football. If it hits your hands, you got to catch it. So, fortunately, Kamani Alexander looking very frustrated with himself there on the sideline.
Punt is up, Adrian Moye. And it's a bad bounce again. Gulliver fields it. Now taking it's Amari Sanders to the 36-yard line. And a late scrap between the Gulliver and the Wolverines. Charlie Nunez got tied up with number 0. He's no hero. Julian Terry getting into it there. Let's see if we can catch the scrap on the top of your screen. Right there. A little bit of jersey grabbing. And I'm sorry, the ball will be marked at the 37-yard line. And with 43 seconds to go, they are in field goal range if they move the ball about 5-10 more yards.
You got to account for the fact that this is NFL field. You're thinking NFL field goal range, not high school field goal range. So I assume Gulliver, they've got approximately just over 40 seconds left on the clock. Likely gonna throw the ball. Top of your screen, got a receiver soloed out. Can't see the number from here. I would assume a curl.
Beery steps up, throws it deep. Ortega is there. Along with Tyler James, who stares down the receiver after the incompletion. Still staring. Oh, my goodness. Tyler James, get the message across.
Defending on the play, number 22.
Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Ortega.
A wobbler from the quarterback there downfield. Going to be 2nd and 10 now from the 37 of the Wolverines. And let's go back to that punt play there. I would assume the Gulliver players are taught to pick it up if it's rolling because it's happened
time we've seen
on
that.
3 occasions. So a little bit of a wrinkle there from the Gulliver coaches.
Tyler James, bottom of your screen, he's jamming a receiver. Or at least he's prepared to. Beery throwing it on the slant behind his receiver. That's the 2nd time he misses a slant. And Charlie Nunez, 2nd time in the last 5 minutes. He's getting into it with a Gulliver player. Number 60 this time, pushing at him. Number 55 is Charlie Nunez, who's been getting a little bit rough with Gulliver here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rivalry game, so you should expect that. But I wouldn't expect it from the Wolverines. I expect it from Gulliver. So you got twins at the top of your screen, number 2 and number 6. You have number 4, Amari Sanders, in the backfield. Flipping him to the other side.
And timeout called by the Wolverines here.
And the Wolverines call
It's their
timeout.
2nd timeout used of the
32
game.
seconds left to play here in the first
Gulliver,
half.
mind you, still has all 3 left. 32 seconds to go. 3rd and 10. We'll be back in a minute. Back out on the field, the Wolverines defense. They have 3 men deep. This is cover 3 for you. 30 seconds to go. Breary is going to take off to the left side. Nobody there. He's going to pick up the 1st down and more. He slides. Oh, Breary, freshman mistake. You got to run out of bounds.
Sliding into the 20.
Actually, not a freshman mistake. Gulliver had 3 timeouts there.
I mean,
So,
you don't want to use the timeouts if you don't have to.
well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because they just got the 1st down there. Probably just going to run the ball. 21 seconds left. Actually, maybe they take a shot to the end zone.
Maybe they take a few. And you know what? In that case, you would like to have timeouts.
That's true.
Or at least a few. And you know what? What if something goes wrong? What if there's a bad snap? You always want to hold on to the timeouts. Brewery slides rather than going out of bounds. Camden Walters leads the Wolverines defense back out on the field, who are looking for a big stop here, at least to keep them out of the end zone with 20 seconds to go.
Wolverines likely going to go to a prevent defense, hoping to not give up anything more than a field goal. Maybe our special teams can finally
First down and 10, Raiders.
get it right and maybe block a field goal instead of having late substitutions. Gulliver in a different formation, though, so maybe they do run here. You've seen that pistol offense all drive.
Low snap, it actually bounces off the ground. Brewery throws it sidearm, caught on the sideline, staying in bounds inside the 5. On the 4, that's number 8, if I'm correct. Nico Hershkowitz with the catch there. Let's take a look at this replay.
Looked like it might have been a designed run there, and he was just clearing out, and he turned around, looked at the quarterback, and the quarterback just threw it up. So lucky play there for Gulliver, maybe. Or maybe it was designed, not sure.
And by the way, we were arguing about the timeouts. They have 1 timeout left and 14 seconds to go. I will tell you, they would love that second timeout right now because it gives them the option to run the ball twice. Now they can really only run the ball once. They are 5 yards from the end zone. And the Wolverine defense here needs a stop. Cannot go down 14 right before the half.
First down and goal, Raiders from the Wolverine 5-yard line.
Bottom
Raiders-
of your screen, number 8, sorry. A little cut off from your screen.
Raiders do come out with their offense. Twins up top. Single receiver at the bottom, number 10, a fullback. Comes in motion.
14 seconds to go. Brewery rolling out to his right. He's got the tight end. The tight end is going to go into the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders.
Dylan Calero. He has his name has come up again and again tonight. Comes in motion there. Quarterback bootlegs to the right, hits him in the flat. Safety wasn't there to make a play, but he's had quite the game. Two picked up punts, even though one was blown dead. A catch earlier in the game, and now a touchdown. So he's probably having a great night.
Dylan Calero with the touchdown of all people. Extra point is up, soars through the uprights. 14-0 Gulliver.
Kick is good.
And the Wolverines, I'm going to be honest, they were pretty confident heading into this game. I heard a lot of talk that these wins weren't very impressive by Gulliver, this or that. And here it is with 6 seconds to go in the half, Raiders are up 14-0. Wolverines really haven't been able to move the ball at all.
Not how the Wolverines would have wanted to start this game against such an average Gulliver team, who's definitely regressed since last year. Obviously, you had Jalen Brown, was a stud, graduated, now a receiver at LSU. Their quarterback, Davi Belfort, transferred, was a junior last year, I believe. So, not how Belen would have wanted this game to have gone, having it being a different Gulliver team than they played last year.
6 seconds to go. Will the Wolverines even take it out? Stick with us because we have a halftime show, and we will announce the winner of the Gold versus Blue homecoming week. And set for the kick. It's a boat. Now sail out the back of the end zone. You have to imagine the Wolverines are just going to kneel here. Brandon, what are your takeaways from the first half?
A lot of missed opportunities. A lot of missed opportunities, and that's been killer. If we could capitalize on those opportunities, Obviously, 2 drop wheel routes just in that final drive. A bomb drop by Jason Felix early in the first quarter. That could have been a touchdown. Drop seam ball by Gavich Marcelin that led to a pick 6. So, lot of missed opportunities is what this game has been.
And number 88 heading out onto the field. That is Jaden McFarland. He's a wide receiver. And either bringing him out means that they're going deep or they're going to kneel. Absolutely no in between. They haven't really brought him out for much of anything so far. 4 receiver set. Felix on the bottom of your screen. Handoff up the middle. Bo Humphrey still going. Bo's got some speed. He's brought down as the clock expires. No timeout is called. It's a 22-yard pickup, and that will be the half.
First half, your score. It's the Gulliver Raiders 14, your Belen Wolverines 0.
I'm Javier Fernandez, and I'm joined by Brendan de Quesada. We will send it down to the halftime show now. Thank you to all of the following Belen business partners for their support this academic school year. Our platinum partners include Saria, Tours Express Incentives Incorporated, L&R Structural Corporation, Dennis Uniforms, the Gazitua family, Univida. Our gold partners include First Horizon, APS Security Systems, the Garrido Foundation, Mr. Glass Doors and Windows Manufacturing, Fiduciary Trust International, Diaco Central Air Conditioning, Frangi Engineers Incorporated, Allied Building Inspection Services, Zoo Miami Foundation, Mercy Medical Staff Charity, GEM RT, Lievano Perez Obstetrics and Gynecology of Miami, Instant Signs. Our silver partners include One First Bank, Northern Trust. Our bronze partners include RTD Talent Solutions, Kesk Global Advising, Paoli Solar Energy, Reliable Contractors Group, South Miami Builders, BSN Sports, Leon Cosgrove Jimenez LLP, Tinsley Advertising, Verdeja de Armas, Trujillo, Alvarez LLP, JM Shuttle, Interstock, Dr. Ricardo Perez Gentera, Concierge, Primary Care, Coca-Cola, Design and Promotions.
45-yard field goal.
If you want to reach out to us, email beckylowell@belenjesuit.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back 14-0. Gulliver Raiders up. Kickoff of the third quarter. We've got our technical director here, AJ Barrios, with us. Barrios, what do you think about the game so far?
You know, I think we've been really good defense so far, kind of. But the offense just isn't moving the ball that much as we would like right now.
Absolutely phenomenal take. Thank you so much for your time. Go Wolverines.
Yeah, of course. Let's go.
So obviously, coming out of halftime, the Wolverines have needed a little bit of a spark, and I bet this coaching staff has given it to them. Javi, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, they've got to get some offense going. That's the only way I'm going to put it.
Absolutely.
There's been just drops. Plays haven't worked well. Plays have not been executed well. Everything has gone wrong for the Wolverines here. And the one that's got to step up, really, is Kamani Alexander. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I just want to say something. Everybody's got to step up. You know, we've had drops on all sides of the ball. Kamani had a big drop, and then that other ball was behind him, so I won't count that one. But really, the receivers have to step up. They're the group that has to step up, make plays. Offensive line has been holding up well. We're very critical of the offensive line usually, but they've done well. Mianis has delivered. To me, it's just the receivers. Brandon, would you disagree?
I think, honestly, I feel like if the receivers aren't playing well, the running game has to compensate, and it really hasn't. So I think it's just an overall team thing that the offense needs to get it together, defense needs to get it together, because as of now, it's just, we're not clicking. We're really not. And I think that was the point of halftime, and we needed halftime to be able for the coaches to tell them, hey, let's get this going, let's get this together, and now here they are.
Back out onto the field is Beery. Hands it off, now cutting through. And a pickup of 2. That's Jack Whitehouse, number 35. And I don't know if you can actually see this, but there's an actual drone that was hovering over the play. Pretty interesting there. We don't usually see that a lot. You know, WBLN is innovating, Brandon, day by day. And, you know, hopefully in a few years you'll have a drone camera.
I hope so. And maybe, I mean, we've talked about this before, zipline camera.
Zipline camera, you know.
There's legal restrictions with that, but
of course.
Maybe we'll figure it out. You never know.
And rolling out to the outside, gets it, and that's the leading receiver, Williams, who steps out of bounds after a pickup of 2.
The pass by Brendan Beery.
Of course, you know, the Wolverines doing anything they can to, you know, broadcast you this game in the best way possible.
3-yard gain.
And with that, we're trying to bring you anything we can. So give us feedback on our cameras, on where we're positioning them. If you have any recommendations, just let us know. Email me at jfernandez24@belenwolverines.org. We'll take your feedback, and really, we will listen, you know. 3 receivers out on the field for Gulliver. 1 on the top of their screen. He's looking to the left. It's a slant, almost picked off by TJ, the senior.
The pass by Brendan Beery is incomplete.
Cutting in front of it, and he thought he had a pick 6. But it's going to be another punt for Gulliver.
I think on his way to jump that pass, TJ might have tripped on the receiver's leg, and he started falling there a bit early, and unfortunately wasn't able to get to the ball flat-footed. Actually, hold on, number 33, Marco Fernandez, sophomore, been playing JV jogs onto the field.
And another late jog onto the field. They run into the punter. That's going to be a flag, and that's going to be a first down. And it goes past Omar Ortega. Gulliver lands on it at the 35. Are they going to call it? That is Gulliver's ball. Wow. So a complete disaster class by the Wolverines. They run into the punter, a fumble on a muff, and then now Gulliver gets it inside the 30-yard line.
Terrible start to the half by this Wolverine special team.
1 penalty and 1 muff. The Wolverines impress me every day.
The 2 biggest no-nos of special teams. Don't hit the kicker and catch the ball.
Special teams has been, to say the least, a bit of a clown show today. You know, it's been rough on all ends. Kicking, punting, punt return, kick return. And by the way, the punt is what got them those last 7 points. It was not a good punt, and they were able to return it for about 15 yards after that rough punt. And now the punt puts them in positive territory once again. Trips on the bottom of your screen. Wolverines are going to have a tough time defending this run, Brandon.
Heartbreaking. Now, Wolverine defense going to come out, hopefully hold them to a field goal.
It's going to be a curl on the top of your screen, trying to slip through tacklers. And that's number 2. We've seen a lot of him today. He had the pick 6, Marquise Williams. Picks up 7 on the play.
7 yards on the play. Second down and 3.
Second and 5 looks like where the down marker is.
Maybe not a generous spot. Rolling out to the left, Breary. Sorry.
Pass by Brandon Beery.
It's going to be a low throw to number 8.
Nico Hershkowitz.
Hershkowitz. They're going to call it a catch, but it's going to be a gain of,
Third down and 5.
sorry, a loss of 3. Wow, they really pushed it back there. Chains crew has not been generous to Gulliver here. 4 receivers out, running back to beside him. Brendan gets G to jump off sides, and collective groans from the crowd. Frustration building up with the Wolverines here. And we talked about it. They needed a spark on offense. Maybe the defense and the special teams really need to get their act together.
I mean, offense and defense obviously struggling. Special teams looks like too, just terrible. Now going to be 3rd and 3 for Gulliver.
Brendan looking to the left side, throws short. TJ tried to get there, but he couldn't force the incompletion. It's going to be a first down on the 7-yard pass.
Hoping for some sort of turnover here. Yeah, it's a possibility. We've seen some ill-advised throws from quarterback Brendan Beery here.
Wolverines need an interception or some sort of a turnover. They cannot afford to go down 21 early in the 3rd quarter. Got a man in motion. He's rolling out that way. Pressure from Marcel, and he just sails it. And that's going to be before the line of scrimmage. That's got to be an intentional grounding.
Second down and 10.
The refs are not talking about it. That has to be an intentional grounding. He threw it, and it did not get to the line of scrimmage.
I'm not sure if the refs were paying attention to that. I think they were more focused on, did the quarterback get roughed, maybe?
Wow.
Second down and 10.
A big missed call there. Would have pushed him back 15. Brendan late handoff and wide open gap there for Jack, who will take it 12 yards on the play.
Number 35, Jack Whitehouse.
3rd and 1 now for Gulliver. I would assume they're going to run the ball again.
9-yard gain on the play. Third down and 1.
Just showed they could do it and gash this front 7 of the Wolverines. Ethan Bartosella arguing with the coaches on the sideline.
Brendan calling an audible. Receivers to his left look confused. They're getting instructions from the coaches on the sideline. Clock winding down. The play clock, I mean. They got to snap the ball soon. It'll be a delay of game soon enough.
How's it? This is like a 30-minute play clock.
And, wow, they're going to call a timeout. That took a long minute there.
7:19 at the play.
Shocked the delay of game was not called. The refs there possibly bailing out Gulliver on back-to-back plays. Or almost back-to-back. Brandon, what do the Wolverines have to do here to hold them up on 3rd and 1?
I'm not sure. It's been just...
You're baffled?
Yes, I'm baffled. I expected this Wolverines team to come out with a moxie, an energy, and on special teams we just got blown up, and it's unfortunate. And now it's 3rd and 1 within the 5-yard line, and I mean, if I were Coach Crow, I'm calling a blitz, but because I'm expecting a run, and I'm trusting my corners here, number 2 Tyler James, and number 7 Number 7, Tyler Brown.
Gulliver offense back out on the field, and they're going for more of a bunch formation here. Possibly the tush push.
Third down and
I believe that's exactly what they're going to do. Quarterback Brendan Breary under center, got backs to each side of him. He's trying to go up the middle. He's got to go around. He's still on his feet somehow. It's going to be close.
Brendan Breary, the ball carrier with the quarterback sneak.
And they're going to end up marking that. I believe they're going to mark that a first down. They're going to call it a first down.
Gain is 2 yards. Good for
Definitely
first
did
down.
not execute that play like the Philadelphia Eagles
First
do in
down
the
and goal.
NFL. Got stonewalled.
But he stayed standing somehow. Oh, shout out to our mascot there getting some push-ups
Ball
in.
marked at the 6-yard line.
Wolverine student section trying to make some noise here. Run up the middle. It's Jack for a touchdown. 20-0 Gulliver,
Rushes up the middle for 6
who are
yards.
looking for their 5th win in a row against the Wolverines. And they're handling themselves quite well right now. 6:32 to go in the third quarter. They just drove it down the field at will. Mind you,
Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking.
the Wolverines got to stop early this drive, but a muff punt and a running into the punter caused them to have to step back out on defense with the ball inside their 30. Special teams has really been the team's Achilles heel all day today, along with catching the ball. Kick is up, and kick is good.
Up and good.
Speaking about kicking, we had a little halftime kicking competition.
Gulliver Raiders 21.
Students from the student section had a chance to be picked, and if they were here, they could have. If they were picked, they would have been brought out to the field. Started at the 15-yard line and moved back 10 yards, going for kicks. 2 kids, Andres Bettorelli and Federico Marino, went head-to-head, took it back all the way to the 35-yard line, where they both missed a kick. And the winner will be decided next week at the game. So go see who wins the Xbox. Are you Team Fede or Team Berto, Brandon?
I don't know. I'm just hoping one of them wins. Yeah. And maybe they'll give me the Xbox. Whoever gives me the Xbox, I'm cheering for them.
Well, don't think any of them will, so doesn't look like you're cheering for anybody.
I think I can speak for all of us here in the booth that we're just baffled at how
Puzzled. Bamboozled.
Bamboozled. Quite the
Crossed up.
Quite the vocabulary.
You know. Kick from the 40. Sails over the head of Tyler Brown once again. And now the Wolverine offense, who can't catch a break or anything for that matter, is back out on the field. Bo Humphrey was a star of the last game against Cardinal Gibbons, and Brandon, we have not seen much of him.
Yeah, he had a hat trick last game against Cardinal Gibbons. Doesn't seem like they're trying to feature him very much today. He's in there now.
Can I explain how lost the team is of energy? They are playing Zombie Nation right now, the song known most notably at Penn State, and Belen has quite embraced as their own, and absolutely no students are making any noise. Sidelines are dead, stands are dead. Wolverines need to get something going here. It's going to be a run to Bo. We were just talking about him. He had a 22-yard run before the half. He's going to pick up 6 here.
Like Javi was saying, you saw Bo have a massive run before the half, so you might see him a little more integrated into the offense. Obviously, hasn't had a chance after stand on defense, muff punt, then a touchdown. So see him get the ball there, gains 6 yards, 2nd and 4, and now he's lined up in the slot.
6 minutes to go in the third. Bo in motion. Timeout, Wolverines.
And the Wolverines call timeout.
So why not bleed some clock and then call timeout right after? We'll be back in a minute. 6 minutes to go in the third. 2nd and 4. Out of the timeout, we're looking at a 2nd down and 3. 3 receivers out on the field. Gavin Schmarsland, slot guy on the bottom of your screen. There's one guy under him that you can't see. Amari Johnson's going to be a run up the middle to Bo, who will blast forward for a gain of 4 in the first down. Sorry, a gain of 5.
The gain is 6 yards and good for a Wolverine first down.
Bo Humphrey. 2 big runs in the same set of downs. Let the Wolverines move the chains for the, I believe, 3rd or 4th time tonight. Just goes to show how unproductive this offense has been, hoping to change that here in the 3rd and 4th quarters.
Miatis under center, hand off to Kamani Alexander, got a gap through the middle, still going, pick up of 15 yards. A little bit of energy in this team now. Back-to-back first downs. Let's take a look at this replay.
Kamani Alexander takes it right up the gut. Makes one guy miss. Takes 2 to bring him down. Goes to show this 2-headed monster in the Wolverines' backfield and why it's so threatening.
One of them is back there now. Kamani Alexander just had the big run. In motion, Justin Felix, he's the tight end. They're going to give it to Alexander once again up the middle. Pickup of 6.
Ball carrier number 5, Kamani Alexander.
Going to be 2nd and 3 now, looks like.
The gain is 7 yards.
Kamani Alexander on back-to-back runs. Wolverines going back to their bread and butter after the passing game has proved to be not very fruitful, you could say.
2 receivers on the top of your screen, Gavin Schmarsland, Amari Johnson. On the bottom, you have Justin Felix and Sean James. Felix in motion again. It's the same play as last time, just flipped. Wolverines have done that a few times today where they just flip it, but they call the same play. It's a gain of 1 yard, and you've got to question why the Wolverines have done that so many times.
I think the Wolverines are having such an issue in terms of successful plays that if they see one play work, they're thinking to themselves, why don't we just run it again and make it look a little bit different. Wolverines come out, twins, and Bo Humphrey in the backfield.
Quick snap, it's to Bo. Bo getting to the outside. Bo's got some speed. Bo falls inside the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And 3 of the longest runs for the Wolverines have all come on this drive as they're finally able to move the ball.
Great run there from Bo Humphrey. Got swept up by number 4, the corner. Raiders' best player. Can't get the roster for you here. Trying to figure out his number.
Got some bad Wi-Fi over here.
Amari Sanders.
Handoff up the middle. Bo Humphrey picks up 2 on the play. Thrown down late. And Kamani Alexander's now going to step in. Going to have to imagine for Bo. It's going to be 2nd down and 9.
2nd and 9 now. Avi, I'm gonna take a wild guess here. They're giving the ball to Kamani Alexander. Looks like Miatis lining up in the shotgun.
How about that? Nope.
Got trips right. Oh no, he's under center. If I had to guess, it's gonna be a stretch right.
Oh, and Jasson just jumped early.
Marker on the field.
Another mistake and frustration among the Wolverines here. Ja had a drop that probably would have launched a 40-yard pickup. And now a false start. It's not been good for the Wolverine receivers today. A good little replay of it. Amari Johnson showing some frustration. Hasn't actually been, you know, for being the one younger, hasn't been messing up. Amari Johnson has been pretty solid today. Been pretty consistent. Hasn't gotten many looks. Miatis under center is going to hand it off to Kamani. Kamani up the middle will pick up 2 on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and long.
1 yard gain on the play, 3rd down and 13.
Pickup of 1, 3rd down and 13.
3rd and 13 for the Wolverines here. Not looking good. Likely going to dial up a pass play. Looks like they are in field goal territory, though, so they might call on their kicker, Francisco Moscoso.
Can't get a field goal here, though. There's a minute 13 to go in the 3rd quarter. You got to look for the end zone. At least try to pick up a 1st down now. Miatis got Alexander beside him. He's going to block. He's throwing it up. A jump ball is caught by Sean James. Sean James brings it in inside the 10. A great pass and a great catch.
20-yard gain on the play and good.
Sophomore receiver Sean James shows why. He's a starting receiver, him and Amari Johnson. You can see him there down the back. Beautiful catch. Great play. Puts the Wolverines in the red zone. 1st and goal.
Miatis once again under center. Hand off to Alexander. And he's going to get stuffed up, trying to get to the outside, and just swallowed up immediately. A pickup of 2. That's where they'll call him for forward progress. That will put it at 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line.
Bo Humphrey checks into the game, takes out number 5, Kamani Alexander. You can see him running off there at the bottom right of your screen.
They're actually not going to give him any progress there. It's going to be 2nd down and goal from the 10. Rough going for the Wolverines. They're trying to get the ball snapped quickly. 4 receivers out, and another false start. This one by Sean James.
Johnny, I can't.
Penalty.
A lack of discipline for the Wolverines with 2 false starts. And they made up for the last one by throwing it up to Sean James, but this one, simply inexcusable.
Terrible discipline from this Wolverines team. I believe that's the 3rd false start this game. Roughing the kicker earlier. Multiple drop passes. Just
Muff punt.
muff punt. Yeah, it's just been heartbreaking for this team.
Amari Johnson goes out wide with Gavin Schmarsland and Bo Humphrey on the bottom of your screen. Miatis is a little bit cut off. Ref looks like he might be going out to make a statement.
2nd down and goal from the 15-yard line.
Why is Miatis off screen?
Little Waldo cameo there. And buzzer sounds. Looks like it's the end of the 3rd quarter.
Why is Miatis not on the screen?
And at the end of the 3rd quarter, your score, the Gulliver Raiders 21. Your Belen Wolverines 0.
Yes, that's Lowell's cameo.
We'll be back in a minute, end of the 3rd quarter.
We are back at the start of the fourth quarter. Going to be 2nd and goal from the 15 after that brutal false start. Wolverines in the spread, likely going to throw it to one of the tight ends here.
Bo in motion. Miatis looking downfield, though, for Felix. Just let him a little too much, though. 3rd and goal from the 15.
Through to number 12, Jason Felix there. One of the 2 tight ends, along with number 11, Gavin Marcelin. You can see he missed it just a bit out front. Wolverines probably going to come right back out in the spread. It's exactly what they do. But they have Bo Humphrey in the backfield.
Miatis under center. It's going to be a handoff to Bo up the middle, who bounced off a tackle, ball on the floor. Aiden De Oliveira lands on it by some miracle.
The ball carrier was number 1.
I believe that was Aiden. Sorry, yeah, that was Aiden De Oliveira, number 70, that landed on it. But Bo bounced like a bouncing ball. I mean, I don't really have another reference. And the ball just popped out of his hands. Wolverine offense not look great so far. And kicking unit is out. Lucas Avino set to take the kick.
More movement than the offense has gotten all day, so I'll give them credit for that. See if they can put some points on the board.
Barosela, the snapper. Musi, the holder. Avino, the kicker, and it's good. So the Wolverines, 21-3. And some sarcastic chants by the senior section, who are celebrating 21-3. And if you're the Wolverines, you just hate to see that.
Just gut-wrenching play from the Wolverines here. We're hurting ourselves. Just this team should not be beating us, but with the amount of drop passes, special teams errors, it's been brutal.
Thank you.
A little look there of our student section. Oh, we lost it. Wolverine, it's been a rough day. I'm not going to lie, and I think that drive kind of summarizes it. Moving the ball sometimes off some lucky plays. That's kind of our season. Moving the ball on some lucky plays. Penalties hold us back. Missed passes, drops, missed blocks, fumbling the ball, all present. And now the Wolverines are down 21-3. I think Avino wants to get an outside kick in. He's at least lined up for an onside. He is going to take an onside. High bounce, ball up in the air. Wolverines got it. That's number 84 with the ball. Manny Barcelo, the junior. 85, Francisco Moscoso comes out and hits an onside kick. Special teams has been atrocious all day, but they step up and they make a play right now.
Some life has just surged into these stands and on the sideline. You could see the energy and feel it in this stadium after the tides have turned. Our ball on the Gulliver 48.
All of a sudden, the decision to take a field goal doesn't look so bad. Refs meeting up with Cheney right now. And offense has gotten out of the huddle. They're ready to take a snap. 11:05 to go in the fourth. There's not a lot of time on the clock. Clock not running, but there's a little bit of a holdup with the refs here. A Gulliver player did touch it. I mean, that onside kick was pulled off to perfection. Shout out to Francisco Moscoso and the special teams unit. Miatis under center, communicating with his offensive lineman. It's a handoff to Bo. Bo trying to get to the outside. Usain Bo's got some speed to show off. Just gets out of bounds after a pickup of 10. Will it be called a first down? It is.
10-yard gain on the play and good for a Wolverine.
It's a first down.
First down.
And that's why Bo Humphrey gets so much play time. Just shows his electricity. Obviously not the biggest guy, but he can sure hit the Jets. First down, Wolverines.
Clock is running. Run by Kamani Alexander. Still going. Look at Kamani Alexander go down the sideline inside the 5-yard line. Kamani Alexander was searching for the first touchdown of the season. He'll be held up by 5 yards, but what a run by Kamani. And a great block by Gavin there.
First down and goal from the Raider 5-yard line.
Got to commend the effort from the Gulliver Raiders to tackle him, but what a run by Kamani Alexander. Shows why him and Bo were such a scary duo.
Handoff up the middle, touchdown, first of the season. Kamani Alexander, 21-9, and the Wolverines are storming, pending the extra point.
I can't tell you how much more alive De La Cruz Stadium feels right now. Down 2 possessions now instead of 3. Wolverine sideline getting hyped. You can see the flags going back and forth. Stands hyped. And now Lucas Avino to attempt the extra point.
Kick is up, kick is good.
Kick is up and
Lucas Avino, 21-10 with well over 10 minutes to go in the quarter. The Wolverines are threatening the Gulliver Raiders as they're trying to pull off a 21-point comeback in 1 quarter. They've gotten 10 points in the last 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. You're here for a barn burner. Back out to kick. Francisco Moscoso, last time we saw him, he pulled off an onside kick. That caught Gulliver standing on the back of their feet. Student section standing up finally, some pride among them. Shot there of one of our pregame guys, representing in our student section. Dark sky out here in De La Cruz Stadium. It's 9 o'clock. It just hit 9 o'clock.
Back to receive for the Raiders, number 2.
Friday Night Lights. This is where champions are made, where All-Americans shine. And here comes the kick from number 85, Francisco Moscoso.
And the first touchdown of the day for the Wolverines. With 10 minutes to go in the 4th. Moscoso gonna hit it deep. It's going to go out the back of the end zone.
The kick by Moscoso into the end zone and for a touchback.
And now the Wolverine defense is coming out with some energy and some momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. They had some time to rest. Obviously, that long drive ending in a field goal, then the onside kick, then the touchdown. So this defense has had a little bit of time to recuperate, a little bit of time to game plan. How are we going to come back from this? It's going to be 1st and 10 for Gulliver.
Gulliver offense huddling up on the sideline. Ready to make their way back out. Led by Brendan Berry, who we haven't seen for a lot of time. Simply because the Wolverines offense has been out with the onside kick.
First down and 10.
The long drive downfield. Wolverines defense and the Gulliver offense might be a little cold. Let's see how they open up here. It's going to be a screen to the outside. Now heading upfield, he's going to pick up 10 and a first down. Take a look at this replay.
Credit that gain to number 2, Marquis Williams. You can see him coming in motion here. Watch him take out number 29, Miles Trapp, pin him into the outside. Doesn't allow number 2, Tyler James, to recover. Excellent play.
That was a really good block there by Marquise. Blocks the right guy, and they make a good play. Brendan Berry. Got a man in motion again. They did this last play. This time they're going to head it off to the back. Who's going to get stuffed well behind the line? Ethan Barosella was there.
I believe I said it earlier in the game. These linebackers are so quick, so strong. Number 9, Camden Walters. Number 10, Ethan Barosella. They really anchored this defense down, and they don't get enough credit for all that they do.
Leading rusher for the season, Jack Whitehouse, number 35, is down for the Gulliver Raiders. We'll be back in a second. So, ladies and gentlemen, a little recap of the Wolverines season so far. 3-4, and those wins have come against Calvary Christian, Somerset Academy, and Southwest. They've lost 3 of their last 4. The first loss this season came back in August against Cardinal Newman. Then they lost Southridge Gonzaga in DC, and 2 weeks ago against Cardinal Gibbons. Wolverines had a bye last week where it was more of a rest week, as I talked to the players, and now they're looking to respond against Gulliver. Trying to get to the outside, now cuts it upfield, dropped at the sticks. Tyler Brown with a nice tackle to pick up a 5.
Tackle by number 7 on the play, Tyler Brown.
3rd down and 5 here for Gulliver. If I had to guess,
5-yard gain on the play, 3rd down and 5.
their leading rusher is still out of the game, I believe. So they're going to try and air it out. Very likely. You got number 2 for Gulliver. He's been an excellent receiver for them, Marquis Williams, and number 8, Nico Herskowitz.
8:30 to go in the 4th. Throw right over the middle and behind. Omar Ortega almost had the pick. Brendan Berry missed his man. And now the punting unit for Gulliver comes out on the field. And the Wolverines offense, who have scored 10 points on their last 2 possessions, are bound to make their way back out on the field. Clock is stopped with 8:22 to go.
Back to receive for the Wolverines, number 3, Alex Arnold. And number 7,
And
Tyler
you
Brown.
can see number 57, Mike Guillaume, running off the field again.
Punt is up. 2 guys down there, Alec Arnold and Tyler Brown. Oh, and they are going to let it bounce. It's going to be down at the 13. None of them went to field it.
Is recovered at the 12-yard
God, and
line.
another
First down
special
attack,
teams
Wolverines.
mistake. This one more so on the players, Tyler Brown and Alec Arnold. You got to be there to field it. Return the punt. You're back there to return. We got 2 guys there for a reason. Even if it's just a little catch and you run it a few yards and go down,
Or a fair
you're
catch.
pinning us
even.
inside the 15-yard line. I'm not a fan of that.
Even a fair catch.
Even a fair catch.
Now Belen is pinned inside
First
their
down and
15. It's going to be 1st and 10. Belen comes out in the spread. Likely going to motion Bo Humphrey into the backfield here. Or not.
Miatis, 5 out wide, just managing his way through the pocket, still alive somehow. Miatis kind of flips it out of bounds.
The pass by
Nobody
Jose
was
Miatis
open.
is incomplete. Intended
Let's
for
take a
number
look
6,
at it and
James.
see if anything was open downfield. So Gavin Schmarson on the screen, maybe, and he might have had a guy out to his right.
He had the seam route there, but he was too under pressure to be able to sit there and make that throw. So, unfortunate. Now going to be 2nd and 10,
Second and
back
10.
in the spread.
Kamani Alexander on the sidelines right now. 5 out wide for the Wolverines. Screen to Amari Johnson, jumping catch. Johnson down the sideline,
The pass by
and a
Jose
first
Miatis is
down.
complete for number 14,
The Wolverines are putting the
Amari
game in
Johnson.
Miatis' hands, and they are looking pretty solid right now through the 4th quarter. 10
And
points
good
scored.
for Wolverines,
We're not even halfway
first
through,
down.
and we're moving the ball so far.
Great play by number 14, Amari Johnson. Clock is still running, though, despite him getting shoved out of bounds.
Fans are calling it out. The clock is running, and they went out of bounds. Timeout by the Wolverines.
But add 20 seconds to it.
Frustration here, and some might think it's ridiculous, but this game is going to come down to time. The Wolverines continue to score.
Maybe a miscommunication here between the refs in the booth and the scoreboard operator. Doesn't look like the refs are making any attempt to add time back and signaling up to the booth. So looks like Belen just lost 20 seconds there out of nowhere.
And
Even
mind
though-
you, this happened on the last possession as well. Kamani Alexander went out of bounds inside the 5-yard line, and the clock continued to run.
CJ, add time to the clock. He's talking to him.
Sent a man over there to talk to the refs. Put a little bargaining on our side, but
First down and 10.
Just got word that the reason why the clock is continuing to run is because he was tackled out of bounds. Pushed out of bounds, sorry. You have to run out of bounds on your own if you want it to stop. Run up the middle. It's Alexander this time, picks up 6.
6-yard gain there, like Javi said, going to be 2nd and 4.
Gavin Marston is getting evaluated on the sideline. That's Lou, one of our trainers, using a pen, scanning his eyes. I think that might be for a concussion.
Yeah, good observation there, Javi. But back to the game, Kamani Alexander motions into the backfield.
Miatis has him there to block. He's rolling out to his left. He's got a guy downfield. Sean James makes the catch. Got a foot in bounds. No, he didn't. Oh, man. The ref marked him out. Let's take a look at it here. I believe he got a foot just in bounds.
And boos erupt from the stands. Let's see it here. Not a great angle. Looked really close. I believe he got one in. I'm not sure if he got both. Unfortunate. Luckily for us, though, it wasn't 2nd and 10. It's going to be only 3rd and short. Likely going to give the ball to Kamani Alexander here right up the middle.
6 minutes, 49 seconds to go. No, they won't. They're throwing it over the middle of the seam to Felix. He's hit by the safety. And it's going to be 4th down and 3 for the Wolverines with 6:45 to go.
No motion to bring the punting team out. They're starting to walk over, but nobody has run on the field yet. Looks like Miatis is receiving a play, and the Wolverines are going to go for it.
And now last second running off the field, number 45, Joshua Duran. Luckily, clock is stopped because it was an incompletion. So the Wolverines do have time here. Entire student section is on their feet. This is possibly the game here. 5 out wide. 3 on the top of your screen. They send Kamani in the backfield. Miatis now under center. Handoff up the middle to Alexander. Stopped. He's trying to get his way to the outside. Cuts it upfield. Look at him go. Kamani Alexander's going to Georgia Tech for a reason. What a run.
What looked like a
There is
negative
a penalty on the field and a man down. That is number 50.
Tony Gonzalez. Guard, starting right guard for the Wolverines, was injured at the beginning of the year.
Is an injury history. And it's going to be a penalty on the Raiders, so the play is going to stand. But my goodness, I thought Kamani was stopped behind the line, and he made a play.
What looked like a turnover on downs turned into a 40-yard gain for the Wolverines. Kamani Alexander, just like how he said, shows why he belongs at Georgia Tech and at D1 college school. Unbelievable run. You can see him there on the sideline drinking up water after such a big run.
And obviously it's not a good thing with the injury, but the clock does stop for the moment. So the Wolverines have a time to huddle up, and it's not considered a timeout for them. And Kamani got to the outside and cut it upfield. He bounced off the tackle, and now fans are on their feet. Speaking of on their feet, Tony Gonzalez is on his feet. An excellent kid, really. One of the kindest people on the team. Has an injury history. You hate to see it. He's making his way under the tent.
Good to see him walking off the field, though. Miatis walking to the sideline to receive the play call from Coach Cheney.
Clock is now running, 1st and 10. 6:30 to go. Miatis got Bo beside him. Miatis stepping up in the pocket. Miatis throwing to Marcelin. He's got it. Marcelin down inside the 10. He was crossing over the middle of the field, and he got it and ran for a few more.
One of the few times a fumble is a good thing. You could see the ball come out there. Luckily for the Wolverines, though, it rolls up about 5 yards inside the 5. You could see them just realizing it's walking up. They're walking up now.
Wow.
So the ball got knocked out from a nasty hit from a Gulliver defender.
And it went out of bounds, so they couldn't pick it up. Great eye, Brandon.
Momentum is on the side of the Wolverines. 1st and goal.
4 receivers out.
It's going to be a handoff to Bo here.
Bo in the backfield. 6:13 to go. Clock is stopped. Bo trying to get to the outside. Bo wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. Thrown down at the 8-yard line. Glad to see Miata's help bring him up. But clock is running. Under 6 minutes to go in the fourth. Wolverines down by 2 possessions. And fans are asking them to hurry up, and I don't blame them.
Wolverines are taking their time, though.
Quick huddle.
Switch Bo out for Kamani in the backfield.
They're 10 yards out. It's a handoff to Kamani. Kamani trying to get to the outside. He's got a block from Amari. Kamani is going to be down in bounds. Clock is going to run inside the 5. 3rd down and goal.
Kamani hustling back to the line, but the rest of the team doesn't seem, and looks like an injury timeout. A Gulliver defender is down.
Oh, and this is huge for the Wolverines. I mean, you hate to see the injury, but this is going to stop the clock with 5:28 to go in the fourth, and that right now seems to be their biggest enemy. Wolverines offense back out on the field. Ball on the 5. Inside the 5, I'm sorry, on the 4. Big moment here. Sean James way out wide. It's going to be a handoff to Kamani Alexander. Kamani takes it into the end zone. He had 0 touchdowns entering today. He has 2 on the night. 16-21. Wolverines score and cut it to 1 possession.
Getting a bit of deja vu here. Belen running back, having 2 touchdowns, having the possibility to score 3. If you remember, against Cardinal Gibbons, Bo Humphrey had 3 touchdowns, hat trick. Maybe Kamani could do the same thing. Luke Savino now lines up for the PAT.
Student section bouncing. Everybody wants him to go for 2. It's the analytics play here. Coach Crow's pleading for Cheney to go for 2. They're going for the extra point. Kick is up, kick is good. You now need a touchdown. There was absolutely no reason to go for 1 there. Absolutely no reason. There's absolutely no reason. 5 minutes, 18 seconds to go. You needed to go for 2.
Special teams coordinator, Coach George, huddles up with his special teams there. Right there at the 45. See if camera can get there. You see it there now on the right side of your screen. Coach Cheney. Questionable decision, like Javi said. If the score is 16-21, it didn't make a difference if you had 17, but it would have made a difference if you had 18.
So the Wolverines called a timeout, and I'm not sure what Coach George was instructing them, right? Coach George, I'm not sure what he was instructing them, special teams coach, but they called a whole timeout. And timeouts are a premium. You have 1 timeout left.
Different kicker here, number 32 in Lucas Avino, as opposed to the typical kicker, Francisco Moscoso, number 85, who's the one that boots it downfield.
They're lining up for an onside kick. They're lining up for an onside kick. That's what it is. And Gulliver is confused. Avino's getting instructions from the sideline. He's got to hurry up before Gulliver moves up. Wolverines inching forward. Avino, I believe he's going to go for an onside kick. He's lined up only 3 yards from the ball. He's looking to the sideline. A whole lot on his shoulders. He's going to kick it up the middle. Oh, and it was blown dead. They hadn't blown the whistle. That's what it was.
Penalty markers on the field.
It's going to be offsides by the Wolverines offense. So Alvino went right up the middle.
And Alvino comes off the field. Number 85, Francisco Moscoso, jogs on. There goes the onside kick.
You still have to go 15 yards to get the ball back. Sorry, you have to go 10 yards still, but now it'll be at the 45. So if Gulliver gets the ball, they get at the 45-yard line. So will the Wolverines kick it deep, or will they go for it all here, Brandon? What's the move here?
I see number 85, Francisco Moscoso, and I'm going to guess, despite you do have a point, though.
They're overloading that side. They've got to be going for an onside kick.
Oh, and he switches. No, looks like they are going in for an onside kick, Javi.
Oh, but now he's looking like he wants to kick it right up the middle
But
again.
he's not 10 yards back, so I think it is going to be an onside kick. He'd be looking for more of a head start if he was actually trying to kick it.
No. He kicks it downfield. Ball bounces at the 15. They need to get the ball. They got it. Out at the 20. Running through tacklers and brought down at the 20. Gotta love that play. Completely threw him off.
Looks like some good special teams from Belen for the second time tonight, and there's a Wolverine down on the field.
And down on the 20-yard line. Can't pick up who that is. That is Tyler Brown. Oh, a huge key to this defense.
Especially now that Gulliver is going to try and pass to move the ball, I assume, being only up one score. He's crucial to this secondary. Hopefully he's only out a couple plays.
Got a good shot there. Tyler Brown on top of your screen. Wolverines assembling on the bottom of your screen. They're going to have to call up another one of their corners to make a play here because Tyler Brown is going to be out for at least this next play. There's a chance he's just cramping up. He's able to walk off on his own power, helmet off. Jogging off now. Kind of jogging a little jolly. A little gingerly, maybe. I don't know what you say. But glad to see him off on his own power. Nice. Little mint.
No problem. Looking out for my play-by-play.
Thank you. Logan Hirado, number 35, is going to be, Dominic Ames, number 35, is going to be the one to step in at corner. Omar Ortega, strong safety lined up on the left. It's going to be quarterback rolling out. He flips it last second. Omar Ortega got the ball. Ortega got out of the fumble. Oh, my goodness. They got the ball inside the 15. I can't believe it. He flipped the ball, and Ortega, and it's ball. Unbelievable. The Wolverines are pulling off a miracle in front of your eyes. 5 minutes to go. They're trying to pull off a 21-point comeback in one quarter. They've got the ball inside the 15.
Even Coach Cheney's hype, jumping up and down with his players. And the ref signals, Belen ball. Unbelievable. What a heads-up play. Ethan Bartosela takes out the quarterback. Omar Ortega right there to pick up the fumble. What a play.
Omar Ortega got carried to the sideline. Now showing off to the student section. Tyler Brown getting them hyped up.
Omar Ortega showing out on senior night. Couldn't have it any other way.
Student section is bouncing up and down. No music getting played, no music played, they don't care. And now the Wolverines offense is trying to calm them down. They're trying to call their play. Student section obedient. Gavin Schmarsland is on the field, so is Kamani Alexander. Miatis under center. Handoff up the middle to Alexander, spinning through tacklers. Alexander still going inside the 10-yard line. Pick up a 5.
Still in utter shock.
I can't believe it. It was an option for the QB. He flipped it to the running back, and he took it and ran with it. Brendan Breary, the freshman quarterback, with a huge mistake. On the outside, Sean James, he's the only wide receiver. Mia's got 2 backs behind him. He hands it off to Kamani Alexander. Alexander picks up 2.
Ball carrier,
3rd and
number
4.
5, Kamani Alexander.
And this is where not going for 2 hurts you because you need a touchdown. 21 to 17. 4 minutes to go. Time is not an immediate issue. Everybody's on their feet at De La Cruz Stadium. And Miatis is under center. Hand out to Alexander. Alexander stuffed behind the line. 4th and 3. What do the Wolverines call up? Miatis heading back to the sideline. Bo is heading out. 4th down and 3. The Wolverines season rides on this play right here. Alexander, tired, he's gonna have to take a step off the field. 4th down and 2.
Student section doing the tickle fingers.
Ball on the 6. Gavin Schmarsland is behind Miatis. Sean James out wide. Timeout called. Gulliver.
The Raiders call timeout.
Trying to ice the Wolverines offense, maybe.
3:17 left to go. That'll stop the clock. 4th and 2. Wolverines season rides on this last play. Brandon, what are we looking for here?
Pass. Pass the ball. You've run it 3 times in a row. Obviously didn't convert. You got to pass the ball. What do you think?
I think that they're giving Kamani a rest here because you kind of want a power back. If I imagine you're going to want to run it up the middle. Give it to Kamani if you're going to run it up the middle. Give it to Bo if you're going to the outside. Let's make it simple.
See, I would disagree because you have too many yards to gain here. It's 4th and 3.
4th and 2.
Oh, 4th and 2. Maybe a run is possible, but I'm calling a pass.
They've
I'm
bottled
calling
it
a
up 3
safe
straight
pass.
times.
I'm calling either a seam or a slant. Just because, honestly, if I'm Gulliver defense, I'm planning for the inside run, right?
But here's
so
the
I throw
thing.
the seam right behind him.
We've dropped 4 passes today.
We haven't dropped the pass in the second half.
We haven't. But in the heat of the moment, rivalry game, keep the ball on the ground.
It's
Let's
always
not-
a possibility.
Let's not force a turnover.
Well, we fumbled too, so.
Justin Felix is in the backfield with Bo Humphrey. And right behind Miatis is Gavin Schmarsland. Out wide, Sean James. Miatis, hand off to Bo. And Bo is swallowed up immediately. Oh, and it's going to be a rough spot. A pickup of 1 maybe. It's going to be Gulliver football. And the Wolverine defense, with 3 minutes to go, are going to need to make another stop. Wow. Omar Ortega steps up, makes the play, and the Wolverines can't cash out. 1st and 10 from the 5.
This is where kicking that extra point hurts you. If they had gone for 2, converted, very likely it would be a tie game, Javi.
Omar Ortega's going to guard the slot receiver. Tyler Brown's guarding the outside receiver. On the top of your screen, that's going to be Tyler James guarding that receiver. It's going to be a run up the middle. It's Jack, their leading rusher this year, is going to go out of bounds. He goes out of bounds.
6-yard gain on the play. Second
Clock
down,
under 3 minutes to go. It's running. 2:54. It stopped. But they got to add time to the clock.
Second down and 6.
Logan Hidalgo guarding the slot receiver on your top screen. The refs are discussing. They have not blown the whistle, so Gulliver cannot run a play. They're discussing right now. I'm assuming on whether he ran out of bounds on his own or he was pushed out of bounds. That could be the only explanation here. They're going to give him a little more, give him another inch. So I picked up 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. They're going to blow the whistle and they're going to leave those seconds off the clock. Could be a killer for the Wolverines later on in this game. But they've got to make the stop here. Stands are as loud as it gets. Brendan Brewery, freshman quarterback. It's all on his plate. Handoff up the middle, stopped immediately behind the line. 3rd down and 6. Timeout Wolverines.
Ethan Bartosella comes up big. What a play. 2 minutes, 46 seconds left. 3rd and 3. Belen down 4. Timeout Gulliver.
2-yard gain on the play.
Timeout us.
Oh, timeout us. My bad.
Good, good. Timeout.
Wolverines
Stopping
ball
the clock. 3rd down and 4. Wolverines. I'll give you guys a rundown. Whether or not they get the first down, of course we need them to not get it. They don't get it. 40 seconds are going to run off the clock. So that means we're going to get the ball back with 2 minutes to go. With 2 minutes to go, the Wolverines are going to have to drive down, give or take 70 yards, and they have to score a touchdown. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what it takes to pull off a miracle.
October 27th versus Homestead.
A rivalry in De La Cruz Stadium. Wolverines looking for their first win against Gulliver in 7 years. They had it taken off their plate last time. They're seeing if they can clinch this time. Brennan got it in shotgun. He's rolling out. He's throwing. And it's going to be caught. Omar Ortega makes the tackle. It'll be 4th down, clock running. Omar Ortega back-to-back outstanding plays on different drives.
Pass caught by number 4, Amari Sanders.
It's going to be 4th down and 2.
Does Gulliver take the risk?
Do they take the risk? No way.
Unbelievable. Gulliver's offense is still out on the field.
They've got to be trying to get them to jump off sides.
Absolutely.
You need to stay disciplined here.
You could see the Belen coaches signaling, all of them saying, do not jump, pay attention.
Don't jump.
Do not jump. That is the golden rule right now.
Oh, my goodness.
Do not jump.
If they get the first down, they win the game. Ball on the 15. They need 2 yards.
The Raiders call timeout.
Gulliver's going to call timeout. 1:53 to go.
1:53 left.
Stops the clock. What I think the Wolverines needed right about now. Clock stoppage.
And just a break for the defense. Defense has got to make a stop here, Brandon. Now, it doesn't matter whether Gulliver runs it or not. But is Gulliver really going to keep the offense out?
I think it's a terrible decision.
By the way, they have 1 timeout left, and you can't call back-to-back timeouts. So if they wanted to get them to jump off sides, you can't do it. If your offense goes out, your offense is going to stay out. You can't call timeout. It's a penalty, a 5-yard penalty. Cannot call back-to-back timeouts.
To be fair, at that point, even if they do take the 5-yard penalty, they can punt out of there. So the 5 yards wouldn't really do much in terms of punting.
Gulliver making their way back out onto the field. It's their punting unit. The Wolverines. 2 returners lined up at the 45. Alec Arnold, Tyler Brown.
Cannot let it bounce. A bounce could kill the momentum.
Cosme Salas is the punter. He's lined up at his own goal line. And he's got to be the one to deliver here. Wolverines back up to the 50. Rush up the middle. Nobody touches the punter, thank God. Ball drops on the 45, bounces. Arnold dropped the ball. Just lands on it. A Wolverine lands on it, thank goodness.
Recovered by the Wolverines.
Oh my goodness, number 26 of the Wolverines, Logan Hirado, saves Alec Arnold.
I get why he tried to field it at that point.
You don't want to lose as many yards. I get the reason, but.
And Coach George going over to Alec Arnold right there saying, come on. He likes the effort, but at the same time almost costed the Wolverines the game. So here comes Andy Miatis, leading passer in Belen history.
Ball marked at the 33-yard line. First down and 10, Wolverines.
Seeing if he can clutch a game-winning drive in his final homecoming game as a senior.
5 out wide. It's all on his plate right now. Offensive line's got to hold up. Receivers got to get some separation. Miatis ready to throw. Throwing downfield to Johnson. High. Where's the flag? We're looking for a flag. We've got one. It's going to be a roughing the passer, though. Miatis a little rattled after that one. That's going to be a 15-yard pickup. That'll bring the ball up to the Wolverines' 47-yard line. And it'll be a first down. Student section on their feet. But the level of excitement is kind of drowned out by the level of anxiety here. You can feel how tense it is in this stadium. One minute, 35 to go. Clock is stopped because of the penalty. Wolverines down by 4. You need a touchdown. No timeouts. 4 receivers. Kamani next to Miatis to block. Miatis throws it to the outside. It's caught by James at the 40. A pickup of 13 yards.
Clock is running. James was not able to get out of bounds.
1 minute, 21 to go. Clock is still going.
12 yards and good for a Wolverine first down.
First down, Wolverines. Confusion among Gulliver's defense. Miatis getting the play.
Gulliver with 3 high safeties.
Not much pass rush. Miatis throws it to Marston. He throws it over the head. It's going to be incomplete. Time stops. 1:06 to go.
Intended for number 11, Gavin Marcelin.
Second and 10.
Second down and 10.
You need a touchdown.
Great catch there by Sean James on the sideline. Unfortunately, he was not able to stay on his feet and get out of bounds. Knocks off a bunch of time for the Wolverines on the clock. Miatis does. Heads up play by him to throw that ball out of bounds. The crowds are on their feet. The sidelines are on their feet. You can see actually some players are even standing on the bench to get a bird's eye view. That's how tense and energetic the environment is here at De La Cruz Stadium.
They have Kamani out on the field. I'm imagining to block. Bo is on the sideline, though he's ready to go in any second.
I'm shocked that number 44, Nick Leon, is not on the field. He should be their go-to blocker. Big guy.
I'm imagining they have Kamani just in case they want to bail out for a pass.
Is Miatis lining up under center?
It's going to be under center. Interesting. Miatis ahead off to Kamani up the middle. Gulliver didn't see it coming. Kamani picks up 15, down on the 25. Under a minute to go. An incredible play call by the Wolverines. Gulliver had no idea what hit him. Down at the 25. 58 seconds and going. Miatis spikes it. 56 seconds to go, second and 10.
Questionable decision to run the ball with a minute left down, but pays off. That's how much trust they have in number 5, Kamani Alexander.
And the inside blocking was outstanding. I mean, when Miatis went under center, I did not know what we were doing. But it all made sense. It all added up.
Miatis back in shotgun, thank God.
Well, if they're back in shotgun, you're going to have to imagine they're going to pass it. Gulliver's got to be ready for the run right now. Oh, it's a high snap. Gives it to Alexander. We're going to lose 3 on the play, and we're going to need to move quick. They thought they would be caught off guard by the run twice. It's not going to happen.
You cannot spike the ball here because it would be 4th down. 30 seconds, clock ticking.
Miatis throwing. He's got Felix. Felix has got it inside the 10. 35 seconds to go. The bleachers are bouncing. Miatis calling for a spike. The clock is stopped because they're moving the chains. 34, 33, clock stopped at 32. Second down and goal from the 10.
Jason Felix coming in clutch. What a phenomenal catch.
And Ja took a hit there. What a play by Jason Felix.
Way to stay in there. Knew his team was counting on him. Knew these stands were counting on him. His coaches, his family, his friends.
Stands are making some noise. Wolverines have some momentum. Gulliver feels the pressure. 3 tries at the end zone. 32 seconds to go. Miatis looking to the left side of the field. He's got time in the pocket. Throws it. Oh, and it's picked off. I think he tried to throw it out of
The
bounds.
pass by Andres Miares has been intercepted. First down, Raiders.
Gulliver steals it at the end. Gulliver's offense back out on the field, ready to kneel. And that's the game. Clock runs out. Miracle held 5 yards short.
Ladies and gentlemen, your final score, the Gulliver Raiders have defeated
Final
North
score
Atlantic
21-17.
by a final score of 21-17. As a reminder,
Gulliver
we'll see you next Friday
continues the
night,
streak.
right here at Belen.
7 years
And
unbeaten.
the Belen Wolverines welcome the Broncos from Homestead. Ladies and
1
gentlemen,
week
thank
from
you
now,
for making us a part of your evening.
Homestead, Belen.
Once again, congratulations
Be
to all
there
of the class
for a
of
shot at the
2024
playoffs.
seniors. This was your night.
I'm Javier
Friends,
Fernandez.
please be sure to gather
I'm
all
Brandon
of your
Gasala.
personal belongings.
Thank you
Be
for
sure
joining
to
us.
arrive home safely.
And
This is
that's
the
all.
PA announcer, the voice of the